RJ Hampshire came out, did what RJ should do, supposed to do, honestly, in my opinion. If RJ didn't come out and win yesterday, it was gonna. Holy Lord Almighty! What the hell just happened? Alrighty, what is going on, ladies and gentle germs? Chubb's back with some Supercross Rewind. Anaheim 1 was yesterday. Today, still on the old Chase Sexton bike. Still on the old Chase Sexton bike here. um, yeah, Anaheim 1, where we're racing today. So that's what I. So we're on Anaheim 1 here from 2016. And there's a reason why we're running Anaheim 2016. Um, we'll start off with a rewind of the 250s because the 250s were honestly less like they weren't as oh my god cleaned out. Jesus Lord. They weren't as holy shit. The fucking AIs in this game are insane. But we'll start out with the 250s because less less happened in the 250s than in the 450s. Again, we're on Anaheim 1 here. 0 track time on this track. Just downloaded it and started it. That being said, 250s, RJ Hampshire. I called it. I mean, did I not? I said that the kid was going to come out and win. Jet Lawrence was the only one that really beat him last year. He got second every single race other than that. And yeah, so that's why I was like, Jet Lawrence, or not Jet Lawrence, RJ should come out and win this stuff. Joe Shimoda, let's talk about average Joe here for a second. He came out and he didn't look good all day long. Like, he did not look good all day long. He came out in practice, did some decent lap times and whatnot, but just didn't look good all day long. RJ Hampshire came out, did what RJ should do, supposed to do, honestly, in my opinion. If RJ didn't come out and win yesterday, it was gonna. Holy Lord Almighty! What the hell just happened? Oh, shit. Yeah, RJ didn't win. It was gonna be a bit of a disappointment. In my eyes, in RJ's, like, on RJ's part. Now, the mains came around. Joe Shimoda, average Joe, comes out. And, bro, rides around in fucking 10th place for, what, 4 or 5 laps? Not even 4 or 5. Like, literally the entire race he rode around in fucking 10th place up until, like, the last 5 laps. So, what the fuck is going on with average Joe? Oh, didn't get that triple out. But yeah, average Joe, not doing what I thought he would have. I thought it was going to be a RJ Hampshire average Joe battle, and it turns out it's going to be some 17-year-old and RJ Hampshire that are just fucking schmobbing it the entire season. No, that freaking fuck, what is his name? Starts with a J or something? Jesse, Levi, Lely, whatever the hell it is. Fucking Balmer. That kid was fucking flying. Like, second practice, or yeah, first practice comes out. Jet Lawrence runs a 101 flat in the 450s. And then fucking B practice comes out for the 250s. Kid runs a 101.9, and it didn't exactly click to me in the beginning when it first happened. I just kind of like, I was like, oh, nice. But then, like, then the 250A guys went out, and I was watching RJ Hampshire run a 102, and I was like, wait a second. Jet Lawrence ran a 101 flat, and he is the only one who got down into the 1Os that practice. This kid on a 250 just ran a 101.9. That kid's fucking flying. RJ, yeah, like I said, came out won like I expected. Average Joe rode a lot slower than I expected. Again, I expected more out of Average Joe than that. But we didn't get nothing out of Average Joe. That was terrible. Onto the 450s. Look, I'll just go ahead and say it right off the rip. They better come out next race, and they had the lap times really close to Jet. They did run like in practice. The lap times were close to Jet. I expected more out of Chase. I expected more out of Kenny. That's for damn sure. I fucking had in the RM Fantasy SX shit. I had him for winning. I had him to win the night, and Jet Lawrence get second. But nah, what can he have to do? Fucking crash right off of the rip. Him and old Mookie both just crashed first lap, like right out of the corner. That dude did that twice. Holy shit. But yeah, they crashed right off of the rip, and I was pissed. Now, the reason we are running the 2016 Supercross Anaheim 1, because some people may have watched Tomac. Like, I'm basically what I'm saying on Jet's part is they better come out next week and put a stop to him winning, or else it's gonna be bad for them. They can't let the kid get confident. Like that's like I expected more out of Chase, being that he's just switched. He's super confident in his bike. Blah blah blah, blah yada yada. But then he comes out and he was, what, 16 seconds off of the pace by the end of the race? Jason Anderson was the only one that kept it close, and honestly, I wish he had got out of the way. Well, of course he's not going to get out of the way of Cooper, but when Cooper passed him, I wish he hadn't have just gone in and fucking re-parked Cooper, because I really do think with the way Cooper was riding, he was being held up by Jason. And if he had been able to get past Jason a little bit faster, I really do think he would have been able to pull up and battle with Jet. But he ended up making that one mistake and going over the bars. That was crazy. Insane, actually. But yeah. Chase with the bike switch and everything doesn't look like it was a Honda problem. Looks like it was definitely a Chase problem, considering Jet came out and made the Honda look great. Now, Eli Tomac. Y'all know, one of my favorite riders. One of my favorite riders in the class right now. He came out and he didn't look that good. I'm not gonna lie, he didn't look the best. He didn't ride that good. However, the reason we're running the 2016 Anaheim, like I said, back in 2015, I don't know if y'all remember this or not, Eli Tomac at Thunder Valley absolutely fucking annihilated his everything. His entire upper body, he annihilated it. He destroyed his shoulders. He destroyed everything in like his upper arms. And then came out in 2016 at Anaheim 1 after switching bikes. That was the year he was on Hondas, his last year on Hondas. He switched to Cowies that year. After switching bikes, came out at Anaheim 1 and just real silently rode around in fucking like 8th, 9th until he got up to the top 5, and then he got a 4th place on the night. So like, oh shit. So being that Tomac came back from absolutely and again, I understand he was younger whenever he did that, when he came back and from that. But that being said, he's coming back from a serious injury. Don't get me wrong. A blown out Achilles ends a lot of NBA players' careers now. Like, a blown out Achilles will end a bunch of NBA players' careers. That being said, um, Tomac's coming back from an Achilles injury. Yes, you use your legs and your ankles and stuff a ton while you're riding your dirt bike, but it's more your arms and more your upper body. Like, don't get me wrong, you're gripping with your knees and whatnot, but that's exactly the thing. If you're gripping the bike with your knees, I just got a fucking hay bale to the face and got KO'd because of it. If you're um shit, what was I just saying? What was I just saying? Holy shit. I'm playing Sims and God just canceled my action. Yeah, that being said, Tomac came back from. Oh yeah, if you're gripping with your knees, like that's you're not exactly you're using less of your these hay bales clutching me in the face and knocking me off or pissing me off, but you're using less of your ankles and your legs and stuff and more of your knees, your hips and things like that. Yeah, your lower body and whatnot. Like, yeah, you definitely are using your lower body a bunch and whatnot when you're racing and whatnot. But if you're gripping with your knees and whatnot, you're using your upper body more than you're using your your ankles and your Achilles and things that are like injured right now. Now, again, don't get me wrong, when you're landing in those rhythm sections and you're compressing super hard and your ankle and stuff is stretching, don't get me wrong, that's probably in the back of his head. Literally, that's how, of course, it's in the back of his head. That's how he destroyed his fucking Achilles in the first place. Literally, just going through a rhythm section like right now and didn't even case any of that shit and blew his shit completely out. Just because of the like literally it's not yeah so of course that's in the back of his head. Of course he wanted to just get through Anaheim 1, so of course he rode around quietly in 8th place, 9th place. He ended up getting passed by Justin Cooper at the end of the race. I get it. I've been there before, coming back from injury. Like, it's just a different it's there your first race back, it's in the back of your mind. So I honestly, with the way Tomac came out and rode, it's okay. He didn't look like he was super comfortable on the bike towards the end of the race. We got some views on him at the end of the race. He didn't look super comfortable. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. But yeah, he didn't look super comfortable towards the end of the race, but he was out there, and like I said, I'm pretty sure his goal for yesterday was just to get through the race, get points on the board, not lose any points to well, not like that, and then like again, lose points. Yeah, he lost points to everybody, but again, it's a lot better to lose 8th place points to 1st place points instead of DNF points to DNF points. So that being said, I really think that Tomac's in a good position considering he came back from 2 blown out shoulders and then by the end of the year was a championship contender. Of course, Jason won it that year in 2016, but Tomac was a championship contender. I mean, fucking Dungy didn't even win it that year. Uh, so again, I really do think it'll be okay for him. Um, I think by the end of the year he'll be getting wins. However, in the meantime, I really do think they need to come out and put a stop to what Jet's doing, or else he will prove me wrong and he will go on a win streak and probably go undefeated if they don't put a stop to what he's doing right now. They've got to come out the next week and stop it immediately. Cooper, he like really surprised me there at the beginning. He surprised me in the heat when he came out and like put it to Jet. Um, but they got to do that in the main. It can't just be in the heat. They got to do that in the main. They got to have that same intensity in the main as they do in the heats. And I think we'll have some good racing. If not, it's going to be a pretty boring Supercross season. I know that's not cool to say, but like, yeah, it's going to be boring if we just watch someone win all 16, 17, 18 races. So, yeah. Anaheim, no, San Diego next weekend, I believe. We'll be doing a bench race show on Saturday for San Diego, and then we'll be doing a recap on Sunday, just like this. So, yeah, Don't forget to hit that like, subscribe button, and come back next time. Thanks for watching, guys, and